Hi everyone, 안녕하세요. I am a CEO and co-founder of a startup based in San Francisco in California named Open Garden. And we have developed this amazing innovation and technology which we believe is going to be a total breakthrough to connect the next 5 billion people, which is called peer-to-peer mesh networking. So when you look at the next 5 billion smartphones that are going to be shipped in the next 3 years, that's a huge number. That's an amazing number because when you know that today you only have 1.5 billion smartphones on the planet, it means that in the next 3 years, you're going to have 3 times more smartphones that are going to be shipped. So it's going to be a game changer for the whole planet. And when you look at the solutions to connect these next 5 billion smartphones, so some big giants of the internet are looking at solutions from the sky with balloons, satellites, drones. And these are solutions that cost billions of dollars of investment and that will only reach people in remote areas. And the problem is, these next 5 billion smartphones, most of them will be in dense cities. 80% of them will be shipped in dense areas where people very often cannot afford to pay for mobile data or where the mobile data infrastructure is not there yet. So if you look on this map here, you can see the most dense place on the planet, and that's where these 5 billion smartphones are going to go. Another amazing number is that in a few years, almost 80% of the adult population will have a smartphone in their pocket. So with Open Garden, we have developed these amazing technologies that we believe it's inevitable, and which is a solution to bring connectivity and internet to the next 5 billion. The way it works is we connect phones directly to one another using the radios in the smartphones like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and in coming years, we will also use technologies like LTE Direct, which will enable distances up to half a kilometer between smartphones. So what we are doing is we are creating what we call a smartphone infrastructure. And we also call it the Internet of Us. So we started the company 4 years ago. And when we started to develop this amazing technology. We shipped it in the form of an app that was enabling people to share for free their mobile internet access. But we quickly realized that it was a limited market. So we wanted to show the potential of the technology, and a year ago, we shipped our first app that's benefiting from this peer-to-peer mesh technology. This app is called FireChat. And what happened was completely unexpected. And that's what happened when you are innovating in the startup world. I like to say that the map is never the road. So when we launched FireChat, we thought it was going to be used for music festivals, large events, conferences like today, when you have difficulty to connect to the internet. But what happened 10 days after the launch was completely unbelievable and unprecedented. So after 10 days, we got almost 1 million people who installed FireChat, which was a demo app to show the potential of the technology. We were #1 in the App Store in 15 countries, in the top 10 in 115 countries in the social networking category. And the app got used by political events into demonstrations. So the first one was during the Taiwan event, the Sunflower Movement, when students used the app to remain connected because the government was threatening to shut down access to the internet. Later on, it was used also in situations where other governments tried to restrict access to the internet, like in Iran or in Iraq. And then finally, it was used massively for the purpose we imagined at the beginning, which is this huge festival happening in the desert of Nevada in the United States called Burning Man, where 70 people gather every year but don't have any connectivity. So people use FireChat to remain connected in the middle of the desert. even more amazing, I was in India last year, end of September, to actually pitch and show the potential of FireChat for emerging markets like India, where connectivity is very often lacking or where people cannot afford for mobile data. But now you can afford smartphone in this country for $30, $50, $100, and you have a great fast smartphone for $100. So when I was in India, I flew back to San Francisco, and I stopped on the weekend in Hong Kong. I love Hong Kong City. And what happened was just probably one of the most surreal experiences of my life. In the first 24 hours while I was staying in Hong Kong, 100,000 people installed FireChat in the city of Hong Kong. And when you know that Hong Kong is an island of 7 million people, I mean, it's quite a big number of people. And so because of what was happening, so I quickly figured out it was used by the people who were organizing the protest to remain connected, because they were threatened that the government, they thought the government would shut down access to the internet, which never happened. But what happened is you had so many people in the streets of Hong Kong that all the mobile networks were congested. So when they tried to use their usual traditional social networking apps like Facebook or Twitter or even WhatsApp, it was not working. But they remember they had this app, FireChat, and now they were able to keep on relaying information, receiving information, and sending information around when they were in the crowd. And FireChat was used in three amazing ways. It was used to organize the protest, because it's a perfect way to spread out information on mobile at a large scale. It was used as a symbol also to say, nobody is going to shut us down. And then it was used when they were in the crowd to remain connected. What's even also incredible is when you look at the amount of data that was moving through the FireChat network. In the first 4 days of the event, you had 1.3 million tweets worldwide talking about the Hong Kong event. In the same period of time, you had 2 million chat sessions on FireChat. And in the first week, while I was staying in Hong Kong, 500,000 people in the city of Hong Kong installed the app. That was probably in the history of mobile app the fastest adoption of an app in such a short period of time, in such a small geography. Then the app was used also in India during the largest music festival in H7, and also in Russia at the end of the year, last year. More recently, it was used during other electronic music festivals and by DJs, so during the spring break in Texas. And even more recently, started to be used by news companies like News Corp, who owns Storyful, and Storyful is using FireChat to crowdsource information worldwide by contacting local reporters to figure out what's happening locally. It was also used for other good purpose, like the big floods in Kashmir that happened recently. So till now, FireChat works like big chat rooms. So it's a public conversation that everyone can look at, participate. So it's almost like a Twitter, but at the pace of a messaging app. In the coming months, we are going to ship, for the first time, private messaging in a complete new form. It will be the first time that you will be able to route your messages through the carrier network, through the local Wi-Fi, or through people's phone. That means your messages, as FireChat is creating a daisy chain of smartphones, will bounce from one phone to another. So why is it so important? It's so important because it's the first time you will be able to message completely for free. And it means a lot for the emerging markets where people very often don't pay for mobile data. And that's going to be shipped in the coming 2 months. So after the events in Hong Kong, you can imagine we got the whole attention from the press, and I think we got almost 30,000 publications about FireChat. When I was there, I was working night and day with my team to adapt the software quickly to the demand of what was happening. So we started to verify accounts, for example, for reporters or leaders of opinions who were in the city of Hong Kong. And I think I was sleeping like something like an hour and a half or 2 hours a day for 7 days. And the same with my team who was in San Francisco working night and day. What's fantastic with FireChat is you can build instant social networks. So as you have people in proximity, this phone connects automatically, seamlessly to one another and form a whole network. It scales also completely instantly. And to give you some numbers, to come back to the Hong Kong event, you had at least 35,000 unique users all the time connected through the peer-to-peer mesh in the city of Hong Kong. And more than 300,000 messages got exchanged through that way. Pretty soon, we will also bring FireChat in stadiums for a large sport event like soccer, where people, to enable the crowd to communicate with one another. So that's a new device we are experimenting. I love it. I think I listened to the speech this morning of the General Secretary of the UN, and I think I would love to see these things thrown over North Korea, for example. It's a small device which is a beacon that can host 1,000 messages live for 2 years, and that brings more density to the Open Garden network, and it's perfect for emerging markets or places where you have absolutely no connectivity. So perfect for India, for example. You could imagine giving these things in campuses and enabling people who have smartphones who have a complete free messaging experience. When we started this company, we had this dream, this vision that we wanted to bring free internet to the world. And that's still our mission. So we start with messaging, which is the first layer. And a few months ago, we got awarded, we got a fantastic award from the Financial Times for boldness in business in technology. And we got the best headline we could dream of since we started the company, which is basically Open Garden may have found the next version of the internet. And I mean, I was thrilled when we got the award. And it's great for the team because we really work hard to make this vision happen. So because it's about curiosity today, I invite you to install FireChat, which is, you have to understand, was a demo app a year ago. So we're still working to make it a great app. If you install it today, you will see these large public rooms, chat rooms, where you can have conversation with a lot of different people from around the globe, around different topics. And I invite you to stay connected and tuned for when we ship private messaging in the next 2 months. That's just my contact info. If you want to ask me any questions or partner with us, you are welcome. I'm so happy to be in Seoul today. I think the last time I was here was 17 years ago, so I'm really excited to be with you today. And completely honored to be introducing you to Open Garden and FireChat. And I would like to end with a short video to show you how FireChat got used during this being a music event during the spring break in Texas a month and a half ago. And Kamza Hamida, thank you. And that's the video who should be playing.
This is going to be like revolutionary, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it was great. I mean, you get to talk to your fans.
There was, I think, hundreds of people coming in.
Wow.
It was crazy people. The fans were there to shoot questions at me, and it was cool to interact with them.
Are your hands shaking? Are your feet breaking? Are you climbing over walls?
To be able to bring FireChat in where they can have a free way to communicate with each other, it's been great, and we've had a great feedback so far.
You got me way up 1,000 miles. Can we stay
Thank you.